Hi, I'm Dasha, a 30-year-old marketing girl living in London, and 2 years ago I moved to the UK on a global talent visa in digital technology. It's one of the most empowering visas in the UK and actually in the whole world because it gives you so many opportunities, so much more freedom than any other visa in the world. And actually, if you work in tech or arts and culture or science, this is a visa for you, and it gives you like a golden ticket to the UK economy. And I really feel so lucky, but also I worked hard for this visa to get it, so I really like it, and I just want to share my experience here. So today I'll explain to you how this visa actually works in simple words, why my first visa application was rejected, and how I got it. Disclaimer, I'm not an immigration lawyer and I don't consult on this visa, but I just want to share my experience because I get a lot of questions about this visa on my Instagram, so I'm here just to share what I've been through and how I got it. But at the end I will share how you can get this visa too. If you need consultancy, I have a person who I trust, but once again, I do not consult on this visa. This will be the only video that I do about this visa and just sharing my experience. Since 2020, around 5 to 10,000 people got this visa to move to the UK, and even with the immigration law changes, the UK will continue, I will quote, "continue to attract the brightest and best exceptional talent that attracts investment, creates jobs, accelerates productivity, and promotes growth through our targeted immigration routes, global talent for the most talented leaders and potential leaders, and innovator founder for the most talented entrepreneurs." But in this video, I will only talk about global talent visa. And before I get into the criteria, let me quickly explain what this visa actually gives you. So, the global talent visa gives you the ability to live and work in the UK without sponsorship for 3 to 5 years, and you can actually prolong it. So you will get the best freedom in the world because you don't have to find a sponsor, an employer, before you move to the UK. And you will get the complete freedom to work for any employer or for yourself, or start your own business, or to actually do both, because I'm doing both at a time. From time to time, I can work for a company in tech, I can work for myself, I do marketing consultancy, and I do content creation for my blog. So yeah, you can do a lot of stuff on this visa, and it gives you, as I said, a golden ticket to the UK economy. You don't have any minimum requirements for this specific visa, which is great because you don't have to be at any kind of level of income, and you don't have any restrictions about changing jobs. You can change jobs as many times as you want, or you can be just self-employed, or you can build your LTD or whatever. It just doesn't matter. You just need to, when you move to the UK, you just need to show that you work in the field of your talent. It also gives you the option to bring your partner or children. For example, I brought my husband here. He also works in tech, and he's my dependent, the dependent of a global talent visa holder, and he has basically the same rights as I do because he can work as self-employed, he can work for a company, he can do both, and he actually does both. So yeah, this is a golden ticket. It also gives you a fast track to settlement, or as it is called in the UK, indefinite leave to remain, but also known as settlement. So global talent visa has two routes. I will talk about it later: exceptional talent and exceptional promise. So if you're an exceptional talent route, you will get 3 years to settlement, and if you're on exceptional promise route, you will get 5 years to settlement. And even if the immigration law changes, I don't know when you will guys watch this video, but in 2026 there will be changes in the immigration law probably, and if that changes, still the UK government wants to make sure that they save the same kind of route for exceptional talents and exceptional promise global talent visa holders, the same path to settlement. So in general, you will have more flexibility than people on the skilled worker visa, which is a great option if you have an employer, but if you don't, you can just get this visa if you have made enough contribution to the field, to the digital technology field in your country. I'm only talking in this video about digital technology route. I'm not talking about arts and culture. I'm not talking about science, because I got my visa in digital technology because I worked in tech and I worked for a product-led company. So everything that I'm saying will only be a reference to digital technology route. And it's honestly one of the most empowering visas in the world. And I really appreciate that the UK is trying to get the best talent around the world and just to bring it to the country and give them opportunities to contribute to the economy. And I think it's a really cool thing to do for a developed country. This is how the UK government actually treats you, like a contributor to the tech ecosystem and not like a person tied to a specific company. So as I said before, there are two routes under global talent visa in the UK. One is called exceptional promise and the other one is called exceptional talent. I will go deeper into exceptional promise, but you will get everything about exceptional talent as well because it's very very easy. If you have more than 5 years of experience in a product-led company, you can apply as exceptional talent. But if you have less than 5 years of experience in tech, you can apply as exceptional promise. So I got my visa as exceptional promise, and exceptional promise is for people who have less than 5 years of experience in digital technology, but who already show some strong potential. UK government says that you must show recognition as a potential talent in the last 5 years and as a potential leader, and this is mandatory criteria. You can have a lot of documents here, and I will go deeper into that, how you can prove your experience and how I did that. I will tell you exactly how many documents you can send, and you can check it on the website, but I will just go through mandatory criteria and some optional criteria. So the mandatory criteria is recognition as a potential talent in the last 5 years, and there are several optional criteria, and you need to choose two: innovation as a founder, or innovation as an employee, or contributions outside work like mentoring or teaching, or significant commercial, technical, or entrepreneurial contributions to a tech company, and published or endorsed research. So you don't actually need to be a founder 100% or an engineer or a software engineer, because I got my visa as a marketer in tech, and I chose the criteria of bringing contribution outside work like mentoring and teaching. I will go deeper into that. And I also chose the criteria of making a significant commercial contribution to a tech company. So you just need to work in the digital technology sector and show that you created real impact. I had experience of working for non-tech companies before, but I haven't included that experience in my application because working in non-tech companies, especially as an intern, doesn't really count as big evidence in this specific visa, because the company should be product-led. And as my previous experience was all intern at Nike, brand marketing, intern at Tommy Hilfiger, working at Colgate, I tried a lot of stuff, honestly. That's why I applied for exceptional promise route, because I had less than 5 years of experience by the time I applied in the digital technology field. So at the time when I applied for the Global Talent Visa, I was working at Aviasales, a large B2C travel tech company. I don't know why I'm looking in my notes, because I know what my company was about, but I'm just, it's not easy to record something for YouTube. So I was working for this company, and they worked on brand content and growth for a product-led company. It was a product-led company, which is very, very essential for Global Talent Visa applicants under this digital technology route. And even though my background was in digital marketing, it was directly tied to the performance and the commercial success of a product-led digital company, which is exactly why I qualified under the digital technology route. I joined this company, Aviasales, a B2C travel tech startup, which had around 15 million active users monthly. I don't know about now, but back then it was like that. And I joined as a junior marketing manager, and in 4 years I made it to head of brand consideration and content marketing and led a team of 15 people. So I grew enormously, and together with my team we brought millions of views, a lot of revenue, and a lot of followers, and a lot of brand growth to my company. We grew TikTok from 0 to 1 million followers. We brought so many cool things, and I just can't talk a lot about that in detail because this is NDA, but I told you a couple of things that I can mention, and we did a lot with my team. So that was enough for my case. And also before that company, Aviasales, I worked for Google as an intern in analytics, in marketing analytics, and that was also in my case. And I used that to apply for this Global Talent Visa in digital technology as exceptional promise, because overall I had less than 5 years in tech, and that's why I applied for promise instead of talent. So how the application works, you can go into detail on the Government UK website, but I will just give you the briefly overview how this application works. So the visa has 2 stages. The first stage is called endorsement, where you prove your achievements and all of the documents that you collect about your case, about your portfolio. This is the phase to showcase that you were a leader in the technology field, and this is called endorsement. And the second stage is called stage 2, visa application, which is usually very simple. Once you're endorsed, you just collect some documents, additional documents about yourself, your passport, and you don't need an English test, I think, for now. And it was like that back then when I applied. So just check with Government UK website, and this is stage 2. For endorsement, the stage 1, you need 3 letters of recommendation and up to 10 evidence documents. Your evidence must include at least 2 documents showing recognition as potential talent, as potential emerging leader, or just leader, and at least 4 documents proving that you meet 2 of the 5 optional criteria. Each evidence document can be up to 3 pages, and you can't reuse the same evidence for different criteria. You can only use it once. So about my case in a little bit of detail. For recognition, I submitted for recognition as potential leader, which is a mandatory criteria. I submitted a media clippings file about around 15 interviews, podcasts, articles, and conference talks where I was invited as a speaker and a potential leader of the technology field. Also, I submitted performance reviews with top ratings that I did well at my company. Salary progression, because my salary grew a lot because I was junior and I went to head, and it was all because of my brilliant work and because I was a hard worker. So I grew a lot and my salary was really, really cool. Bonuses, promotions, everything was included in that file because it shows that you made real contributions because the company paid you a lot too. I also sent and submitted proof of growing from junior to head of department because this is essential. You can show that you grew enormously, and this is how you qualify as potential leader, emerging leader, potential talent. So yeah, this demonstrates both internal and external recognition, and I'm not here to consult you, so maybe these specific documents will not work for you. So I'm not a consultant, I'm not an immigration lawyer. This is just what worked for me, and I'm not going deep into details, but these were my documents for mandatory criteria. And then I chose 2 optional criteria. First of all, contribution outside work. For this criteria, I submitted letters from several large tech and marketing conferences, including audience numbers, how many people listened, read, or encountered with my experience, with my mentorship, with my course. I did a course on how to manage digital marketing leaders in the company. So yeah, I did a lot, really a lot for this visa. And I also submitted outcomes from a well-known top-rated product and growth marketing course in my country where I taught a module that I mentioned before, and feedback from guest lectures I delivered at the 2 highest ranking universities in my country. So at one of them I was a student, so it was, I won't say it's easy to negotiate with teachers to be a lecturer, but my university professor was really interested in my experience, so we negotiated and she was just down for creating a guest lecture for me. So yeah, that was fun. I really loved that, and I think I love explaining things and being a lecturer. So one day I might become a professor at university. So yeah, maybe that experience actually taught me a lot, not only about working on my profile as an emerging leader in the technology field, but also that I'm really passionate about teaching. Also, I had metrics summarizing the impact of my public speaking and teaching. And the second optional criteria that I chose was contribution to the digital tech product, that I contributed to revenue, I contributed to growth. So it was a lot, and I included a lot. And this was my stronger criteria, I would say. For this, I included a detailed metrics file showing my commercial impact on our digital product, growth in branded search queries on Google, because I contributed to that as well, and that people knew about our product was also my contribution, and growth in social media followers, engagement, traffic growth of our media platform, which I led as head, from around 200k monthly visitors to almost 1 million, and revenue the media product generated, a supporting letter confirming all of this. So I named a lot of things, but it doesn't mean that there were so many documents. So some of the evidence were part of a bigger document. So once again, this is just my personal experience and how I did that. It's getting darker while I'm filming, but hopefully it will be a very useful video and you will watch until the end, no matter what the light here is. And I had 3 main letters of recommendation. So one was from a former colleague at Google. I was an intern there. As I told you, I was a marketing analytics intern at the sales department. And 2 from senior executives at my tech company with very high profile in the media. They should be searchable. So whenever you have people giving you recommendation letters, they should be searchable on Google. They should have articles about them. They should have LinkedIn profiles, really nice ones. They should have connections. So it's really meaningful. And I also had an additional supporting letter confirming my product impact. And letters don't count towards your 10 evidence files, but they matter a lot. And one of those letters was like one of those 10 evidence letters. So yeah, it's a little bit complicated, but once you decide to do this visa, you will get it. You will get it. And you guys will be surprised, because with the whole set of document like that, my first application was rejected actually. And it almost broke me mentally, and yeah, I lost a little bit of self-confidence during this way, because when you do this visa at first, when you start working on your profile, and when I had been working for years on my profile, but when you start collecting documents and evidence, you start to believe, wow, I'm such a cool marketeer, I really qualify for this visa, and then you apply and you're like, wow, I'm actually a decent marketeer, and then you get rejection, and it just breaks you. And it was honestly awful and difficult, but I've decided to fight until the end, and I eventually got this visa, so anyone can do that. Yeah, the rejection was about that, well, first of all, my commercial contributions were approved, but recognition and my outside work contributions were rejected. Like, main criteria, mandatory criteria was rejected, and that was really difficult because this visa is very subjective. It depends a lot on the caseworker that is going through your documents, but one thing that I can totally say is that be very confident about your experience and sell yourself like a Silicon Valley star, because it really means a lot. They should believe, the UK government and whoever is working on the cases of global talent visa applicants, they should believe that the UK economy would actually drop without you. Yeah, this is how it should work, for real. So on my rejection letter, the feedback said that many of my achievements looked like achievements of the company brand and not personal achievements. Well, that was really difficult to digest, because you can't separate yourself from the brand that you work for, and especially as a brand marketeer as me, like, that was extremely difficult, and they couldn't clearly separate my contribution from the Aviasales brand, which was enormous in my country. Aviasales is the best marketing company and product-led marketing team that I've ever worked for, and everyone on the market knew Aviasales, so the UK government or whoever, the caseworker, the technician thing that checked my documents, they were sure that Aviasales brand is bigger than me. Well, of course it was bigger than me, because Aviasales is a huge company and I am a marketeer at that company. But yeah, that was difficult, and there was a phrase saying simply being a talented marketer is not considered to be a promising leader of the technology field. That was hard to hear, and yeah, it almost broke me. But I didn't give up, as I told you. So what I changed in the second submission, this is really important, but please just remember, this is my personal experience and maybe it won't be as useful for you. But well, at first, in several months, I strengthened my portfolio. I went to even more conferences, I spoke a lot, I did talks. So I made sure that I expanded my media clippings file, showcasing that I really contributed a lot to the digital marketing field in my country, and I just was a big speaker everywhere. And secondly, I made my recognition evidence more personal and measurable, which is really important. As I told you, sell yourself like a Silicon Valley star. It really means a lot, and this visa is a lot about storytelling, as I see it. So yeah, just be brave, be confident of your experience, and don't be shy about selling it as a Silicon Valley star. So here are my learnings from applying to this global talent visa in the UK, and I hope it will help you too. So this visa is about evidence, not job titles. I think the caseworkers cared less about Google on my CV. Then I also submitted my CV, of course. They cared less about Google being on my CV because I was an intern there. They cared a lot about me being an emerging leader and potential talent at a product-led company, and they didn't really know what Aviasales was. They just cared a lot about my experience and my metrics, my numbers, my outcome, my contribution. The story should be very clear and very personal. Storytelling is really key, and business side roles like marketing ones in the tech industry, tech sector really qualify. And probably last is that exceptional promise is very achievable if you structure your evidence properly, and you can apply for exceptional talent as well, and you will still be considered talent even if you apply for exceptional promise. So it only reduces the number of years until settlement. So if you're a global talent exceptional promise, you will get 5 years until settlement, and if you are a global talent exceptional talent, you will get 3 years until settlement if rules don't change. So yeah, you don't need to be a genius, you just need to show a measurable impact. As I said before, I don't consult on this visa, I don't help with this visa. Oh wow, I see a rainbow. I wish I could show it to you guys, but yeah, oh, I love London, I love our weather. Yeah, so I don't consult on this visa, but I have a person, an individual consultant who does that and whose experience I really trust. So I will leave the link and all the details, how you can get a discount, and yeah, just their services in the description of this video. So if you need somebody to help you with the visa or to assess your documents, that would be this lady in the description. And also, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was useful for you to learn about this global talent visa and about the documents and evidence that I provided about my personal experience, and knowing that if somebody already did that and somebody who even was rejected at first, I think it will be hopeful for somebody to know this and to just acknowledge this experience and just be hopeful about this visa and immigration to the UK. And if you're moving to the UK soon, I hope it will bring you as much joy as it brings to me. And also, if you want to know more about London life, I have an Instagram about my life in London as a marketing girl, as an immigrant, as, I don't know, just a kind, active, positive person. And if you'd like to follow, I'd be honored. So thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel. I also share my life here as well.